Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. We are pleased to be joined by Zane Smith, the driver of the number 38 Ford for Front Row Motorsports in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. Hey, Zane, how's it going, man?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing well. So talk about like how this process kind of gotten together. I know you've been talking about this a couple times. I know in recent interviews you've done this, but how did this deal get put together?
Yeah, so I would consider it a pretty late deal. I guess I could start back at Martinsville. I didn't have a whole lot. I was possibly going to a McAnally truck over at Rackley War. And then those were my two main options. And obviously during or after Phoenix and the next couple weeks after that, things kind of happen to pop up. People's deals fall apart, and there's so many moving pieces in between Martinsville and really now some deals will even come together at this time. So after Phoenix, there were some things we were waiting on, and I was pretty set on going with McAnally. And then I had gotten an offer right after, really, from Front Row Motorsports, and that was that kind of interests me. And so, especially if it was going to be the same group of guys, because our racing is such a team sport of what people I don't think really realize. They only hear a couple people, obviously the driver, the spotter, and the crew chief, but there's so many men and women that go into it. And so I was really curious on what the team would be. Todd is a really good friend of mine, and I would obviously talk to him about racing. And towards the end of the year they're showing really good speed. I think we're just kind of struggling with a little bit of luck and having races fall their way. And so I'm not saying I have good luck. I went through absolute every bad luck thing you could possibly go through last year, but I felt like things were kind of turning my way. And so that's where it kind of came together, and I'm happy on my decision. I just I don't really know a whole lot what to expect yet, because I haven't driven one of their trucks yet, but I will know in a couple weeks.
So talk about what this season's going to bring. I know you're in the truck series, but now you have basically this team that you're coming to really had a really good year with Todd. They didn't have the wins that they only got one win, and you did too. But overall, this team was really, really, really consistent. So where are we at in there? Of course, Chris Lawson's going to be your crew chief. Also, who's your spotter by chance?
Spotter, I'll have the same spotter as last year. So that's something I guess that'll be the same that I'm able to bring over from the past couple of years, which is nice. But yeah, I think having Chris Lawson, Dylan Capello as engineer, and Kyle Moon and others that are really putting in a lot of work during this off season, as well as myself. And obviously it doesn't feel any better than when you go out and win this year. So that's the plan.
Yeah. So reminder, who was your spotter last year?
Josh Williams.
Okay. So going into this season, I know that there's going to be some new tracks, we're going to go to your home state in California, with Sonoma. We're also going to, Mid-Ohio. We're going to go to we're going to go back to IRP. How excited are you about this upcoming schedule for the trucks?
Yeah. My first year of trucks, I really love the schedule. The layout of it and everything. The second year I liked it, but not as much as my first year. And now this year, I kind of relates to my first year in trucks. I really like it. Obviously going to Sonoma will be so cool. I'm a huge fan of road courses. And obviously I only really get to race once, maybe twice to where my family had come out, and so Sonoma will fit in that category. And also, obviously, having IRP on there, I had some experience there before. I think that'll be like a little bit wider version of Martinsville, maybe. Um, but I think it'll be a lot of fun. They just came out with a triple truck challenge schedule yesterday, and I was a huge fan of that. So hopefully we win some money.
Yeah. So yeah, of course the with the triple truck scout schedule. Let's talk about that for a second. Those three tracks are on there. There's some interesting tracks. I don't believe you've been to Mid Ohio yet.
I haven't, but I've put some time in on the simulator so far, and I fell in love with it instantly. I think it'll be a really fun road course, very, very narrow, which is going to make the truck race obviously super aggressive. But I think it'll be a lot of fun, and obviously the best one on there for me, I felt, was Nashville. Just with, I love concrete racetracks for one. We ran very well there last year, and the 38 showed a lot of speed there last year as well. So those are three things really in our favor. So I feel like it should be a good little challenge for us.
Also, going into talk about your partner situation, I know that it was announced a few weeks ago that Michael Roberts Construction, who was with you at GMS, is going to be back with you. And also, it was announced yesterday that Speedy Cash is going to be with you as well.
Yeah, and we have a few more that are going to be coming out over the next couple of weeks. I think they're just trying to finalize some paint schemes with NASCAR before it comes out. But it's been so exciting to see. I don't know if I've done anything different or what, but I feel like just a lot of people are trying to become a part of this championship run that I seem to always come so close with every year. And so it's so cool to hear and see that we almost have the whole schedule taken up. We haven't even started yet. So a lot different situation than I've been in the past couple years, but definitely a good thing.
So, what are we going to expect from you this year? Of course, 2020 was a really good year for you. 2021, you got to win, but wasn't as good as 2 years ago. What are we going to expect this year with a new team, also a new manufacturer as well?
Yeah, obviously there's a few different things there with Ford and new team, but obviously my rookie year was good. I definitely wasn't as good of a driver as I was last year. I think what a lot of people don't realize is all the adversity we went through last year. With me only having 3 races without a loose left rear or an issue happening to us, and so with 21 races, that's really hard to have a good year with that. And so it honestly mind boggles me that we even got to the playoffs with everything that was thrown at us. Better yet, lock ourselves into the Final Four. And so I feel like going through all that pain last year and all that adversity thrown at us and still end up fighting for a championship really, I think, proved a lot. And so I know how much pain and suffering I could go through, which is a good thing to find out this early in my career.
But that's used to you, Zane, because there's a lot of times in your career that you didn't know what was going to happen to you. I've known you for a long time, and there were times, when you were driving an ARCA in 2018, or when you were with Junior Motorsports in 19, or really you didn't know what was going to happen year to year. So you've kind of faced that throughout your career. So you kind of know what it's like. This is not the first time you've been through this, though.
Yeah, obviously it's always been tough, but something I found out is just as you kind of get older and you're really trying to get your life started, it becomes more and more difficult to handle. Of, man, what am I going to do for a job, living, that like I don't have a backup plan, and so this is it, and I know I can do it. I feel like I've proved that. It's just definitely a hard sport to survive in.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, Zane Smith, thank you so much for coming on. And we'll talk to you throughout the year, and good luck at Daytona in just a few weeks.
Cool, man. Thank you.